Well, hi guys, it's that time. It's our Bible Teaching Snippet of the day. Yesterday I posted an older snippet that I did back in October, and it talked about us being sons and daughters of God. That is one of my most favorite subjects to teach because God Himself, in the beginning, His purpose for mankind was to make an earth a physical realm with physical people that looked and acted just like Him and fill the earth with nothing but His goodness. I'm going to go back now to teaching about the Magi, and I want to tell you a little bit about a little book that I've ran across, but first I'm just going to kind of refresh and set us back into where we left off. I'm in Matthew chapter 2, verse 16, and it talks about how Herod saw that the wise man had tricked and outwitted him, and he was furious. So he gave an order to kill all the baby boys in Bethlehem and the surrounding area who were 2 years old or younger. And so this is what I want to talk about today. Now, it depends on who you talk to and what you read. Some people think that since Bethlehem was such a small city that there wouldn't but 10 or 12, maybe even up to 20 babies killed. But the Bible doesn't say it was just in Bethlehem. It says that Herod gave the order to Bethlehem and all the surrounding area. The surrounding area would have been a 10-mile radius and pretty much cover all of the area that King Herod was ruling over. This order to kill the infants would have included Jerusalem, the big city. So I can very easily see that it would be more than 20 babies. Now, there is a site out there that says that the church, the Orthodox Church, has a record of 14,000 baby boys being killed in that entire area. And guys, I've got to be honest with you, I do not know how many babies were killed. I think it was more than 20, but it could have been less than 14,000. But either way, if it was just 2 or 3 babies, they were killed without justice, and their family had to suffer over a cruel king doing that. So when I closed a couple of days ago, I said that I had found this really rare book that I wanted to talk about. It's called the Arco volume. I'm going to spell it for you. It's called Arco, A-R-C-H-K-O, Arco volume. Now, this is just a book of various letters and reports that's been put together from ancient writings and it covers the birth and the life of Jesus and all the way up through His death and resurrection. But I think it's very interesting just to read this. Now, again, I'm going to tell you straight, and I want to make sure you understand this. I'm not saying that everything in this is accurate, because it's not. But at the same time, a lot of the Apocrypha is not in our Bibles because it doesn't mix and blend as well as it needs to. What I'm saying is different writings get different events off, but I do just want to give you this information because I think it's very interesting to read. So I'm just going to pick up, and this is what I'm going to read you today, is where King Herod the Great wrote a letter of defense to Caesar in Rome, telling him why he did what he did to the infants in the Bethlehem area. And I just want to read that real quick to you. It's real short, but I think it's very interesting. So let me read that. I'm just picking up, it's a long letter, a long defense, but I'm just going to pick up the meat of this. It says, and this is King Herod, "So I saw an insurrection brewing fast, and nothing but a most bloody war as the consequence. Now, under these circumstances, what was I to do? In my honest judgment, it was best to pluck the undeveloped flower in its bud, lest it should grow and strengthen and finally burst and shed its deadly poison over both nations and impoverish and ruin them forever. My enemies can see I could have no malice toward the infants in Bethlehem. I took no delight in listening to the cries of innocent mothers. May all the gods forbid. No, I saw nothing but an insurrection, a bloody war were our doom, and in this the overthrow and downfall, to some extent, of our nation. These are the grounds of my action in this matter. I am satisfied that I did the best that could be done under the circumstances. My motive was purely to do the best I could for my whole country. I hope you will so consider it, and I submit this statement for your consideration, promising faithfulness and submission to your judgment. So that's just the meat of this long letter that he writes, taking up for himself for killing all these little babies to try to kill this newborn king of the Jews. Now, I can tell you this. It wasn't long that King Herod was taken out of power, and so he wasn't in power much longer after he did this. And then he died shortly afterward. So that's all I'm going to teach on today, and I'll see you right back here. I'm about to wrap up talking about the time around Jesus' birth. There are a couple of more little things I want to tell you about, and then we're going to set off into a whole new adventure. So I'll see you again really soon. Bye-bye.